Fucking broke one of my dice? Rude. Flickering pain, all too familiar, causes your body to spasm in the dark. Feel the glitches in your system, not as discrete digital errors, but as troubling knots of uncontrolled movement, the sudden blind spots, sensory flares. Then light, real light, flares suddenly in your eyes. You awake to a lurid red room. You're in your berth in the rig, and some crimson light beams through a viewing window. A moment later, it passes you, and you see the skeletal structure it was projected from, surrounding the ship like a protective cocoon. A shipyard. You're docked inside a shipyard. We made it. Bliss comes into the bunks. Looks like you made it too. They smile. You escaped the lane? For now. Bliss looks away. Seraphin is convinced it's safe here. They don't finish the sentence, their skepticism obvious. We just docked. Bliss peers through the viewing window. Looks pretty run down to me. They fold their arms in silent protest. You try to rise, but it's painful and slow. Your head thumps. You know that recovering from whatever Lane did to you is gonna take a while. Bliss helps steady you. When you glitched, you knew Lane must be close. Bliss looks down at their hands. It was a close call, but we managed to lose him while you were out. Wasn't easy, but I handled it. Seraphin appears in the doorway, smiling to see you up. Timing is perfect, Sleeper. Back on your feet, just in time to meet Marco. Is that the event that fires when Lane catches up to us? But there... I'm so confused. Maybe that just fires whenever we leave Wellspring? I don't know. I think Sleeper probably needs to rest. Bliss gives him a look. Ah! Seraphin puts an arm around you. Sleeper's tougher than that. Come on! He drags you into the corridor. As you drift towards the airlock, Seraphin turns to you. We're good here. No need to run from Lane. This place is protected. You follow Seraphin as he glides eagerly to the airlock. You and Bliss exchange glances. Both of you are used to Seraphin's headstrong moments, yet you still can't help but feel the now familiar pull of someone else's problems. Marco! Seraphin opens his arms to the figure coming through the cycling airlock. In! Marco floats through the doorway, a crooked smile across his pale face. His sharp eyes glinting in the rig's bright work lights. The two embrace in more of a chest bump than a hug. Seraphin spinning with the momentum of the impact. To end with his arm across Marco's shoulder. The two side by side, grinning. You notice Marco's eyes fall on you. A slight narrowing, suggesting he has immediate thoughts about your presence. Oh, this is who you're flying with now, Finn? Marco shoots you a wink, his expression shifting to conceal his previous curiosity or concern. Bliss. They introduced themselves curtly. You two used to be on a crew together, I assume? Me and Finn? No, we're just drinking buddies. Marco's response provokes a laugh from Seraphin. Some kind of joke you can't quite catch the tone of. Marco turns his attention to you. And a sleeper. He smiles. My condolences. The damn crime what those corporations do to you. At least you're out, huh? Hasn't gotten much easier. Marco shrugs. Adult can be unforgiving. Know that myself. Man, I'm doing pretty good, although we're getting pretty rough and tumbled with these events tonight. But then again, I guess that's just the game. Marco turns back to Seraphin. It's been too long, Finn. Not flying with old Betty anymore? You immediately see the reaction in Seraphin. The entire being tightening without anything more than a shudder to signify it. No. That's long done. Marco shrugs. That's the way of the belt. He shakes Seraphin by the shoulder. Come on then. Not floating around in this drafty old thing. Let's get a drink. Marco turns his attention to you. Feel free to make yourself at home in the yard. Hell, take a little fuel. Got loads of this stuff. It's been quiet for more than a few cycles. Happy to spare some for a friend. He steers Serpent down the docking tunnel, waving a hand to you and calling back, I'll have him home in a cycle or two. His laughter echoes down the tunnel as they leave. Bliss turns to you. I'm going to dig around the other yards for some components the rig could do with. They smile. You got things to do? You think of Cadet and wonder if she found her way here to the Scatteryards to extract the data on the Hexport drive. The only way to know would be to find her. Scatteryards? I mean, I was going to go here en route. I guess the game forced me onto it? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Really jerking my flying stick here. Seraphin's words echo in your mind. His insistence that the only way to escape Lane is to beat him on his home turf. With Darkside just some word of the Scatteryards, might be the perfect platform from which to attempt such a wild and dangerous plan. Sleeper? Bliss brings you out of your thoughts. I hate it when you do that. Just take care out there, okay? They drift off, down towards the docking tunnel, leaving you in the airlock. Seems the next step is up to you. Let's feed the stowaway. Don't have the components for the engine. Let's fix ourselves. We're guaranteed two glitches anyway, so what do I care? There's a place there. Place there. Okay, we got 2 places we can go to. Transit hub. Or the yard. Just do the work here a bit. Nice. The fact that I can't use my push to reroll my glitch die when I'm not on a mission really being annoying here. Guess we'll just use our glitch dice here. Nah. Hey! You hear a voice echoing through the public passage. Wait up! Ah, fuck. What voice did I give Cadet? Ah! Oh my god. Why am I blanking on the voice I gave her? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Because I know I'm just gonna land on something completely different. Oh well. I am glad to see you. Cadet sweeps her hair out of her eyes and then glances up and down the corridor. This is not my kind of station. Cadet rolls straight into her complaints. All the yards have their own water and facilities, meaning the hub here is not fit for general use. There's a couple of guest houses, but you would not believe the state of them with all the spacers that stop here for shore leave. She shudders. You don't want to know. Hi, Cadet. Hi. Yeah. She blinks at you. Are you even listening? So, get this. Cadet locks her fingers together and stretches her arms. That girl of mine I said who could crack anything? She's gone. Didn't even leave a note. Ran to Darkside, baby? Not that I blame her, given the state of this place. She looks sideways at the grubby walls. Left her workshop empty, though, so I slipped in. That's where I've been napping. Doing my best all these cycles to crack that drive, but... She sighs. I'm a spindlejack, not a data scrapper. Which is why I'm happy to see you. She takes a breath. Telling you, I have not spoken to anyone in a long time. She runs a hand through her hair. How about the alert thing they put out on you? Doesn't seem to stretch too far out the spindle, but I've been careful. She glances around. Hence the I'm not talking to anyone in ages bit. Look, I'm in over my head here. Cadet looks away, annoyed at herself. How about you come down to the workshop, put our heads together, see what we can pull out? I just know there's some nasty shit on that drive. Stuff worth getting out into the light. Cadet sets her jaw. Nasty enough for them to ruin my life over there. Yeah, I'll be there. Cadet smiles for a moment, then it's gone. Alrighty then. Workshop is in the tech cluster. You'll see it. She sighs. Now, I've got to find something to eat that isn't dried. She turns and disappears back down the passageway. You know, I could bring some supplies to you. No? Oh, okay then. Well, at least I can buy food now. I thought that said the Serpent Drive, but no, it's the Spent Drive. Okay. Decrypt. Damn, that's a lot. But we can do this. And cycle. Actually, I should probably continue exploring until I can buy fuel and supplies. But I guess I can just burn my glitch dice on this. Just talking shop. All I'm doing is losing cryo. We have a nice little nest egg there. It's not too bad. Guard supply. There we go. We got some supplies. We got some fuel. Okay, burn everything else over here. Cause I'm a hacker snack. Snack with the hacking. Baby. Hacking. I'm hacking away at these systems. Gonna crack it open. Delicious data in this drive. Sleeper! Seraphin's voice echoes through the ship. You in here? You glide down to the airlock, unsure of what state you're about to find your pilot in. Seraphin floats in the airlock, his arms above his head, gripping the lip of the interior door to hold himself in place. Come on, we need to talk. There's a straight-faced seriousness to Seraphin you weren't expecting, especially considering he spent the past 2 cycles with Marco. In trouble already? Seraphin shakes his head. I'm messing around. Just come. Seraphin leads you across the bridge. Rather than turn towards the automated shuttle bay that connects Marco's yard to the rest of the assembly, it leads you deeper into the guts of the yard itself. As he does, he begins to speak. Told Marco about Lane, about her escape, about everything. Seraphin ducks under a large pipe. He gets it. He's worked in Darkside. Let him talk. He comes to a sealed door and hammers in an entry code. Somewhere, machines start whirring. Remember at Wellspring after everything? What I said? Seraphin turns to face you. About taking Lane on? Exactly that. Seraphin meets your eye. The door squeals as the ancient motors kick in and drag it across its corroded tracks. Reveals a large, half-lit chamber, its farthest parts masked with layers of scaffolding and frames, so it is hard to tell where the room actually ends. At its center, in a pool of warm light, Marco floats beside a terminal screen. Leaper! Touches his brow in a mock salute as you enter. What happened to being drinking buddies? We got all the drinking done on the first cycle. Marco smiles. Second cycle was all about problem solving. You hear the door you entered through screech shut, and then a sudden silence descends. Sorry to drag you out here, Sleeper. You really can't be overheard on this one. He sighs. You're close to Darkside here. The VTuber have ambitions, shall we say, in the Scatteryards. And told me the whole story, and I am sorry for your troubles. He clasps his hands together. You've done well to evade lanes this far. You must understand. He's also been distracted. As export went up, well, Darkside has been in crisis. The war was the pressure shift that allowed VTuber to build its strength. Export was the breach to blow it wide open. Marco springs his hands apart. Export's their justification for imposing total control in the name of protection. Marco glances away into a dark corner of the room. And my hunch is right. It's how they'll extend their reach to the Scatteryards. Playing distracted is good. Yes, it has been so far. Marco frowns. The tide is shifting, Sleeper. If VTuber consolidate their control of Darkside, their reach will be all the longer. Marco gives you a serious look. Then, there really will be nowhere to hide. I'm done running, Sleeper. Seraphin cuts in. I hate looking over my shoulder every cycle. I hate the nightmares, the fear. I want to face this head on, for better or worse. He looks away, scowling. I won't be controlled by Lane. And this is our chance to break that control. Lane is hunting you, Sleeper, which means he is not in Darkside. Marco raises an eyebrow. This is good for you. There are people in Darkside resisting Utsubo. But here it's not going well for them. You could find them. Find out what they need. There's a chance here. Marco pauses. You get the feeling he's assessing your reaction. Taking action is a choice right now, Sleeper. But soon, it won't be. Seraphin glances at Marco. None of what Marco is telling me is true. Do this on our own terms. What do we need to do? Seraphin meets your eye with conviction. Thank you, Sleeper. I know we can do this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Marco interrupts. I'll need some time to work this out. You two want to go to Darkside. There's no way you can take that stolen rig. It was a big enough risk just to bring it here. He glances at Seraphin, and you get the feeling he has already been reprimanded for this. We'll need to find you a way in, and a way out. Marco rubs his hands together. I know it can be done. Marco turns to you. I recommend you take the next few cycles to prepare. The Scatteryards are a good place to both spend and to make cryo, depending on your need. And Finn? Marco puts a hand on his friend's shoulders. Try to stay cool. This place will be recon only. A chance to see what's happening on Darkside and make your connections. It is not the time for grand gestures. Seraphin nods. Thank you, Marco. He glances at you. We'll keep things quiet until you're ready. You and Seraphin leave the hidden bay. The door screeching open to allow you to exit. When it seals once more, Seraphin turns to you. It's our chance to shift things, Sleeper. Keep our heads in the game. Agreed. Let's start preparing. Seraphin nods. Well, alright then. You should give Marco some time. I got a few things I want to take care of in the Scatteryards. I'm gonna get a message to Tala. I know she'll want to hear from me before he trails off, flying into the void. Make sure we are ready. Chimera. I see you're still out here trying to steal my snacks. Not this time. I have a cookie. Keep your head up, Sleeper. I'll see you on the rig. And with that, Seraphin kicks off down the passage on his way to the shuttle dock. You watch him go, unsure if you're impressed or concerned about his headstrong nature. Either way, things are in motion. The only thing you can do now is give yourself the best chance of success. Going to Darkside like the end game? Also, damn, our dice are getting cracked to hell. Doesn't feel like it, because like... I know, I just wanted to look at the damn map. Jeez. Anyway. Finish shop talking. Fabrication bay. Alright. Fabricator access. Ooh. Crafting an engine component. Alright, we need 3 engine components. So let's finish breaking this encryption. Lame. Cadet catches your eye as you look over at her. What is it? She takes the end of the metal chopstick she had been chewing on out of her mouth. Got something? Cadet has given up already for the cycle, and while you're cracking the drive's complex encryption on her friend's workstation, she had been floating in the middle of the small workshop, picking bits of scrap off the shelving on the wall. Now she spins in the air and pushes off from the ceiling, spinning as she glides as she lands perfectly behind you, leaning over the terminal screen. As she does, you hit a key, executing the final decryption process. Slick! She goes to ruffle your hair, but you don't have any. Instead, she just wobbles your head playfully. What we got? With Cadet hanging over your shoulder, you try to concentrate on the data spooling across the screen. First thing that catches your eyes, the steady repetition of TW Swext. Identifier for Conway Extractions, okay. The behemoth conglomerate currently waging a corporate war with the Senate stat in the inner system. Just honestly, yeah, exactly. Just whoa, 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 whoa. Literally that. Maybe Hal is a sleeper. Instead of being a robot, they're a goo person. Ever think of that? Just a human mind uploaded into goo? More likely than you think. Why Conway? What is this data? You stop the scroll looking for details. Hit that thing. Cadet pokes the screen, making it wobble. You dutifully click. A comment expands in the code. A note left by someone. It mentions tests and protocols, discusses reverse engineering and carrier signals. You close it and find another. Drone latency. Another. Security bypass. One more. Kill switch. Takes a long time, you and Cadet squinting into the blue screen, to build up a picture of what you're looking at. When you're done, both of you sit back. Your eyes sore and your minds clogged with technical terminology. Shit. Cadet shakes her head. They were discussing it dissecting it live. He is referring to the Conway drone mind this stream of data was scraped from. Huge volumes of internal data, control systems, protocols, and passphrases. The kind of data you imagine was closely guarded by Conway, kept secret to allow the smooth operation of its drones. This thing? Some kind of general or manager, right? Giving orders out to all the little drones that work for it? Cadet squints. I always thought Conway controlled its drones remotely, with people. Those zero latency point interfaces you hear about. Once you know, Cadet is right. Conway is known for their novel solution to the scale and logistical problems of the surrogate systems. Extraction and security drone ships, piloted from light years away with proprietary comms interfaces. The drone mind. This code is scraped from. It could be a kind of distributor, a relay for the local drones that links to the closely guarded transmitter receiver. This data suggests otherwise. It suggests an active cognitive process, far more complex than any protocol you have heard of. A thinking machine. Look. Cadet jabs the screen again. Is that? She squints. You see a line in the data stream that reads simply, stop, get out, stop, get out, stop, get out, stop, get out. How'd they do this? Cadet leans back. Everyone knows captured Conway drones purge themselves, and everything else in a couple square clicks around them when they're captured. Rip the control core out of one, sure, you can disassemble it, but its system will be gone. This one was still running when they took it apart. It had gone up like a tactical nuke the moment they started. She stopped suddenly, the fate of Hexport jumping into her mind. That what happened? How'd they get all this and get it out on a drive? Silence fills the workshop. You look back at the screen, unsure of the answers to Cadet's questions. Feel a deep chill, one you know has nothing to do with the temperature of the workshop. Who the hell is doing this? Cadet scans the code once more. Come on, 25%. Fuck yes! You back over the data. Nothing. The absence of a trail tells you almost as much as an obvious one would. Data is scrubbed clean, not to mention of who was scraping it. That means a professional. A professional with access to tools and protocols way beyond what you'd usually see in the Starward Belt. An outsider, then. Which outsider would benefit most from knowing the control protocols of Conway drones? Who would risk an entire belt station to find them? It's the simplest answer. Occam's razor. Senate Stat did this. You say it out loud, and it sounds right. Yeah, that'd be my first guess too. Cadet yawns. But it's still a guess. We've been at this too long. Cadet sighs. I'm cooked. She pushes away from the terminal and floats into the room, stretching out her aching back. You know they had a drone mine on Hexport. That's where they were cutting it, scraping it. You know something happened and Hexport went up. She sketches her thoughts out in the air with hand gestures as she summarizes. The data got out on that drive, I'm assuming, before the explosion, then got to the far spindle. Someone tried to query it using me, but the receiver wasn't there. She turns and looks at you, which is when they ruined my life and my job trying to get it back. We need more information. Yeah, she sighs. We do. She floats over to the drive and picks it up. This thing has trouble written all over it. But it's also the only way to buy my life back. She frowns. May I see it? You have to expose these fools so they leave me be, or give them the data so they can piss off forever. No, we can't fucking give anyone this shit. And if we don't know who they are, she laughs half-heartedly. But yeah, we can. All roads lead in one direction, I'm afraid. She spins the drive in the air. Back home. Hexport. If there's anything to confirm or deny this data, if there's anything to connect it to, if there's anything left at all, it'll be in the remains of that station. And a feeling it might come to this. So I made some inquiries when I first got here. Where it is, the place is irradiated to hell. I've also heard the radiation is fading. Not like half the belt isn't glowing anyway. She shrugs grimly. With suits, we'd have maybe a few cycles before it started to leak through. Problem is getting in. She pulls the drive. She puts the drive back on the desk's magnetic surface. Bar spindle is a no. Not only do I not want to get picked up there, the debris is denser on that side. No safe way in. Darkside is the best bet. She shakes her head. I already have some trouble waiting for you there. What if I deal with the trouble? Then we'd have a clear shot at it. She shrugs. Easier said than done. Place is one hell of a stowaway spot. Shielded from everything. Plus the Scatteryards are no one's territory. I'm gonna leave the drive here. She squints at you. No peeking. For me, I want to keep moving. I was thinking I could make myself useful till you take that trouble on Darkside. She smiles. Work for room and board and all that. You want to come with me? Yeah. She smiles, professionally speaking. What do you say? She folds her arms. You know I'm tough. I can do plenty besides ride on an air bike. Hell yeah, you're in. Join our motley crew. That's the answer I was hoping for. Cadet scans the workshop. I've had enough of space or bathrooms for a lifetime. I'll make myself home on your rig. She picks up the drive and tucks it in a pocket. Cadet glances away at the racks on the wall. You follow her eyes to spot her air bike where it is hanging, carefully secured and pristinely kept. Cadet gives you a hard look. Better have room for my bike. Hell yeah. What's her... I assume, like, engage. Yeah, engage and engineer. Okay, that makes sense. Engage is pretty good. I feel like I should go maybe +2 into interface. No, like I'll do +1 into Intuit. Yeah, I think +2 into it should be our next thing. Also, have I fed the creature? Yes, I did feed the creature. I want to do the Surya's Eye, but I don't like our odds. So I'm going to work on manufacturing an engine component. Cool. Not very dice efficient, unfortunately. Okay, let's get some food. Yum, yum, yum. Flip a coin. Oh, great. Let me see. Okay. I just wasted. Okay. Great. 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 Love that. Great. Ah. -2 energy. Lovely. Well, this sucks. The two guaranteed glitch dice really not doing it for me. All right, I can't get Surya's. Okay, so I have to have like a positive to get Surya's eye. Great. So I'm just wasting my time there. Cool beans. Feed the creature. And getting kicked while I'm down here. You find Seraphin and Marco waiting for you in the hidden room where you met before. They're chatting quietly, their shadows cast across the scaffolding by a small lamp. Sleeper, Marco's got something good. He nods to Marco. Tell them. Marco gives you a nod as you look at him, his mood quiet, conspiratorial. I don't know if it's good as Finn thinks, but it is an opening. Back from a friend of mine who runs a yard on the edge of the cluster. Fair way out from here. Smart guy. Makes a tidy profit off selling fuel to freight crews on their way to the Darkside. He undercuts the Darkside dockyard fuel prices, which include a cut for the Utsubo. So they stop off at his place to fill up before heading in. Marco smiles. Clearly, this is his kind of business. This guy, he owes me a favor. I'm gonna call it in. Get a few of us onto a freight crew. Swap us out for the usuals who stay at his place. Let him have a few drinks on him. The crew, meaning us, will deliver the freight, complete with a stopover for cargo loading in Darkside. He smiles, which is when you do what you need to do. We have as long as we need. The more time we spend there, more likely they'll discover us. Marco looks to you. Keep our heads down. Sleep and eat on the freighter. Then, once we're done and the freighter's loaded, take it on out again. Turn to my friend's yard and swap the crews back. He shrugs, emphasizing the simplicity of the plan. No one will ever know we were there. See? It's good. Seraphin nods. It'll work, right? What if they check the crew list? What? On the manifest? Not gonna happen. Who's to say you aren't the names on that list? This is the belt. Seraphin looks concerned. Gonna be tight. I reckon you can get what you need in time. Make some connections with whoever's resisting Utsubo. Get an idea of their operation. Look for weaknesses. You have to be quiet, Finn. Marco gives you both a warning look. No noise, no attention. This can quickly become a one-way ticket. Seraphin turns to you. Think you can handle that? Together, we'll get it done. Seraphin and Marco exchanged concerned glances. What aren't they telling you? There's one more thing, Sleeper. Seraphin looks down. Someone needs to stay with the rig. Someone who can pilot it if there's any attention at the yard. He meets your eye. It has to be like this. I'm sorry. I'll be going with you. Marco puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I know the dark side. I will guide you all the way in and all the way out. There'll be room for one more on the crew. I'll leave who that is to you. Let me give you some advice. He leans in closer. You better be sure you really trust anybody you take on this one. You look between the two of them. Just you and Marco might be the safer option. The fewer people, the less likely it is you give yourselves away. But then, if Marco doesn't keep up his end of the bargain, you'll want all the backup you can get. The other problem is that we have to go right away. You see the rising tension in Marco's face. The freighter's arriving this cycle. Seraphin turns to you. I'm sorry I can't come, Sleeper, but we need to do this now. Doesn't seem like I have a choice. Seraphin shakes his head. I don't think you do. I'll be ready whenever you need. Just give me the word and we'll head out to my friend's yard. Marco sighs. We keep this tight. Nothing needs to go wrong. His words echo in your mind as you leave the hidden room. A creeping doubt settling itself in the pit of your stomach. This is it. Time to go back to Darkside. Great. Well, hold on. Feed the creature before I leave. Refill supplies. Fabricate at least one fucking engine part. Yay. I don't know what's gonna happen when we get all of them, but sure. And I don't even want to burn my dice and lose energy. Hey, welcome to the Ziggurat. Hope you enjoy your time here. I think we just fucking... God, these guaranteed glitch dice are just so punishing. Especially because they're guaranteed and not just RNG. All right, I guess we're heading to Darkside. I want to take Junie. They kind of overlap with me. I mean, no matter who we pick, there's going to be overlap. Funny that I still have I had 0 people. We have 3 crew members, including this temporary crew member. And we have nobody with the endure skill. Again, I am so fucked if this is going to be necessary on a check. And there's nothing I can do about it. I feel like I'm playing this game on hard mode against my will. I'm feeling the fact that it emphasizes someone you can trust means that characters will have, I think there might be like character specific events. I feel like Cadet would be in danger of a negative event firing of like whoever is searching for her. So it's between Bliss and Junie. Let's go with Bliss. I know there's a person mentioned that they left. I feel like there's a dangling buried like we've got a Chekhov's gun of a person in Bliss's past that might show up. But also Bliss has 6 units of stress. So that could also be useful. We'll go ahead and take Bliss. Travel to contract. Hopefully we don't get fucked more than we already are. And welcome on by. The freighter hangs over the ragged shipyard as the rig idles in dock. Your eyes trace the fuel lines snaking up to its underside where they disappear into the dark. A chirp from the pilot's console breaks the silence. Marco's signal. This is it, sleeper. Seraphin settles back from the controls of the rig. He looks over his shoulder at you. You better get going. Don't get too bored. I'll do my best. Seraphin smirks. Hope they have something to drink in the yard. You glide towards the back of the cockpit. Seraphin clears his throat. Just don't do anything reckless, all right? As you float down the corridor towards the airlock, Marco comes to meet you. His usual gear swapped out for a plain set of overalls that you imagine are borrowed from the freighter crew. Are you ready to go, Sleeper? The crew we're replacing are already in the yard, so the sooner we get on board, the better. He gives you a look. How are you feeling? Concerned. There. But no need to be. This is the simple part. He pats you on the shoulder as you cross the airlock. No, Marco, you don't understand. I can't fucking repair this shit. I am not good at engage. I can engineer, I can hack, but like doing like the movements of stuff. No, I'm not good. The airlock cycles and Marco leads you into the yard through a series of shadowy passages that connect the two docking bridges. Now's the time, Sleeper, Marco says as you work your way through the yard. Any questions, any concerns? Speak up now. Will you have to pass any checks? Marco shrugs. This freighter is a known ship to the Usubo. Makes this route on a regular basis. You have no reason to suspect it. You reach a vertical tunnel and start ascending. At the docks, we'll probably have to give some enforcers a nod and a smile, but that's it. You come out at the entrance to the other docking tunnel, the freighter filling the viewing window so all you can see are plates of its scratched hull. Sleeper. Bliss is waiting by the docking bridge. How come you're wearing one of these? They gesture to the loose and plain crew overalls they're wearing. I'll change on board. Bliss gives you a sideways look. You better. I'm not going to be the only one wearing one of these things. Sorry to interrupt, but we need to go. Marco gestures to the docking bridge. You hit the button to open the doors and glide towards the freighter airlock. As you do, the fear settles in. You are going back to the dark side of the moon! The dark side sprawl. What are these rolls? Gotta be fucking with me. Citizen Sleeper, don't you fuck me like this, alright? You didn't even buy me dinner, alright? Darkside sprawls out across the starscape, its surface a vast and random accumulation of structures, lights, and signs. You've watched it as the freighter cut across the belt, as it grows cycle by cycle like a stain across the cockpit glass. Watching it approach, the fragmented memories of your time there pass through your mind, each one dissolving the moment as you try to focus on it. Only the sensations remain. Despair, claustrophobia, fear, all somehow strengthened by their disconnected nature. It's almost as if by not being attached to specific memories, they can run free through your mind, as alive as they were in the first moment of feeling. Instruction received. Appreciated. Marco is in the pilot seat, talking to the Port Authority. Incoming to strut 2-3. Turns back to you, clicking off the outgoing comms channel. First step complete. We've got docking approval, as expected. He raises his eyebrows, noticing something in your face. Keep it together, all right. I've got this. I'm fine. Good. He turns back to the controls. Sleeper, this gets your attention from across the cockpit. I'm right here, okay? I know this place is complicated for you. They smile warmly, but I've got your back. Enemy tries to mess with you? They shrug in an exaggerated way. I can't be held responsible for what I'll do to them. There's a hollow rumble through the body of the freighter as Marco brings it onto the dock. The noises of this draftier, more industrial ship differ to those of your rig. You haven't quite got used to them yet. The squawk of noise over the comms sends Marco scrabbling at the controls to submit the docking code he was just sent just moments before. There's an agonizing wait and then a chirp as the code is accepted. The freighter is docked. All right, let me go out first. Talk to the dockers, start the unloading. He unclips from his seat. Then, we're good to go. Okay, I'll wait. Marco nods. All right. Hold fast. And he glides out of the cockpit without waiting for a response. You hold your nerve, looking out at the flickering lights and distant traffic. The airlock clunks open and closed again. Time drags on. You turn your attention to the job ahead, seeing it stretched out in front of you. Darkside seems impossibly vast. Too vast to find a specific person. But just to find a type of person? Someone unhappy with Itsubo's gains? Ready to risk their life to change this place and push to a point of desperation or anger? Well, that might be a lot more doable. But first, just understand Itsubo. See how they run this place, where they meet, what they talk about. Find where Itsubo is weakest. Find where they can be broken. And think about the pressure that might be applied, not just by you, but by all of Darkside. How much do you trust Marco, Sleeper? Bliss blurts out the question, almost unconsciously. Sorry, do we know him all that well? Serpent does. Bliss nods. Oh, Serpent's trust is well-founded then. They sigh and look out at the station. The airlock cycles once more, and moments later, Marco's in the cockpit, sweat beading on his brow. He takes a moment, his mood uncharacteristically flustered. Well, I bent the truth a little bit back there, but I think we're good. He runs a hand over his hair, slicking it back into place. Luckily, I've had a lot of practice lying to dock workers. He gives you a wink. They'll begin unloading later this cycle, and they won't be in a rush. He smiles. We have our time, as promised. But the sudden interjection evaporates any relief you were feeling. Subu are watching these docks. That I know for sure. For now, we are just another freighter. But all are coming and going, that could be a problem. He turns to you. You can try to disable their monitoring, or just get the job done before it becomes an issue. I'll take a look. Marco nods. I'm sure you will. Either way, we need to get on with what we are doing. Marco folds his arms. Vitubo are everywhere, but we need to understand them to know what is happening inside their organization. We'll slip under their skin, find out how they work. Marco looks to you. This is what I recommend. But now, Sleeper, it is your turn to lead. He folds his arms. Tell us where to begin. You feel the attention, the pressure, shift to you. Time to find some allies. Time to find Itsubo's weakness. Time to stop running and resist. I see.